we have funded about over 64 companies with a target of 90 over a period of 10 years. So the fund, I think, has exceeded the expectation in that we've already achieved a lot in a short space of time. The OEMs are not seeking to just tick the box in relation to the compliance activities. We've managed to support companies in the entire value chain, both in the upstream and the downstream, and to some extent the side stream, because the sector is evolving into other technologies. So we funded other things other than just component manufacturing, as well as retail and distribution.
Besides just the monetary financial funding, there's been a lot of developmental support from the AITF. Most of the automotive shows that we've actually got customers from, we were sponsored by AITF to have presence at those shows. So the relationship has been quite good, very supportive, and I think we wouldn't have been around without the AITF.
They held our hand right at the start of that contract and making sure that we hold ourselves accountable to some of the promises that we had made to the OEM and to the AITF.
It was not just an application of funding, it was also having now established what is that is required. We then had to customize and tailor-make our business plan in order to suit the client needs, which also was driven by AITF.
The policy was gender silent, and we've added further target in the fund to say 30% of the funds that we collect must go towards women-owned businesses. We're happy to report that 30% of those funds have gone to women-owned businesses.
We corner in AITF objectives is to make sure that women are participating in the industry meaningfully. Before we had any relationships with AITF, we actually didn't know what was happening when it comes to funding criteria in the auto sector.
We started 150 square and we gradually moved to 200 square meter. But due to capacity and the opportunities that are available, we had to move to a much bigger warehouse. Currently now, we are at 600 square meter. We've created more than 6 jobs. That became possible because of AITF. We've got the ISO 9000 certificate, which gives us an opportunity and it's bringing a lot of leads and we're getting good business out of it. So we're really grateful for the funding, opening doors.
We've gone beyond just looking at what is it that we've entered with the DTIC in terms of the ownership requirements that they've put in. We've put this in such a way that it's able to ramp up overall sectors' objectives, including localization. We've never started this on the basis that we are looking to just solve and tick ownership requirements and therefore OEMs would have achieved certain scorecards. Our base was always to try and see how meaningful we can add into the conversation of competitiveness. This sector is competing against other markets to which volume is awarded to. In order to do that, it's important that we begin to strengthen South Africa's business case by ensuring that we put in mechanics that deals with some of the challenges in the sector. From the onset, we had the vision to always make sure that this becomes a sector program. It's not just specifically focused on the 7 OEMs. So we had made a provision that later on we're going to accommodate tier 1 component manufacturers into this, because what we're trying to address here is that the focus in South Africa should be more developing tier 2, tier 3 businesses. And I think it's important that you have both the OEMs as well as the tier 1 businesses in order to begin to find and create opportunities below them. When the fund ran for the first 3 years or so, it was only the OEM. So it means the opportunities were limited to where they actually buy. Now with the cohort of the component manufacturing, what it does, it enables us to be able to dig deeper and solve tier 2, tier 3 activities and so on in the entire value chain.
The other mechanism that the AITF is premised around is funders both contributing cash, but they also contribute in the form of what we call offtake or guaranteed procurement. So beneficiary component manufacturers are able to use the funding to properly capacitate themselves to take advantage of the offtake and provide a quality service into the OEM value chain. The unique framework of the AITF has also been packaged and set up to some extent for multinational tier 1 component manufacturers to themselves contribute in terms of funding and offtake and create opportunities.
And I think this will only assist in creating more value added towards local content and local capability in order that we are deepening localization. So while we are looking to widen localization, the importance of also deepening localization is going to be quite key. And to do that while you're transforming the sector, I think it's a fantastic thing.